Hello, everybody. Got a little technical challenge trying to get this thing going tonight, but I am really excited here to be a gaw. Let's see what's going on here. This is doing all kinds of strange stuff to me tonight. All right, there we go. Oh, thank you, Elka. Uh, Anyhow, I am really excited. I decided to start this little bit of a live series, and I'm trying to get this thing set up. I guess I'm not going to be able to, but I'll tell you what, if you are joining, let me know if you're joining live, if you're watching the rebroadcast, if you're, just what's got you excited about today, about being alive today. I've got some things I want to cover. I didn't get this thing set up the way I wanted to. I'm not as familiar doing this from a laptop as I am from my phone. But anyhow, I wanted to talk a little bit today about value. How do you bring value to somebody and to others? And what is value to yourself? So let me see if I can figure something out here real quick. While I wait for a few people to come on as well. Let's see, bringing value. I appreciate you all very much. And I don't know, I can't seem to figure this thing out. I'm gonna have to play around with it at another time. So anyhow, I got some things that I wanted to cover, and but also I really want to make this about other people as well. I'm going to be doing this for at least a month, if not longer, depending on how much feedback I get from everybody, and we want to see just where the pulse point is. Where are people at, and with everything going on in the world. Now we got Texas as a complete disarray right now with what's going on over there, right? So this is not my most professional live ever done. I'll tell you that right now. What's going on in Texas? Our prayers, oh my gosh, go out to those people without heat because they've lost power. If they've got electric heat, they got no heat. And pipes are bursting. I got a message from one of our members today. They got a pipe burst in their house, and luckily they caught it soon. But still, I mean, there's a lot of challenges going on out there in Texas right now. How can you be a service to them, right? How can we help them in some way and bring them some warmth and help them get out of their deep freeze? So, also let me know if you're watching this live, if you're watching the replay. I can't really see. Let's see if I do it this way. There we go. Now I can see. Hey, Ashley Marie. Hello. Welcome. That's my daughter. I'm so glad to have you on here. She's a nurse. That's the other thing that's been going on, right? The COVID pandemic. The COVID pandemic has hurt a lot of people. Obviously, oh my gosh, I won't give a name, but we have a member in our business, our Sealy business, who their significant other, her wife, just passed, and from COVID, long battle. I think it was almost a couple months, and was unable to pull herself out of it, and just really, really it's kind of a sad situation what's going on there, right? So we got Texas, we got COVID. There's all these challenges going on in this world. But one thing to always remember is that you bring some sort of value to this world as well. And so again, if you would, just let me know if you're watching this live, if you're watching the replay, and then I'm going to go ahead and start getting into this a little bit right now. And also, if you want to, you can throw in there, what had you joined today? It won't join and watch. What got you to click on this live and to actually watch it, whether it's the live or the replay? And sometimes we make an assumption. We know why somebody is watching, and it's amazing when you ask that question what you may learn. So I would love to learn from you on that. And then the very first question I would like to ask each of you, and please make it interactive, put it in the notes in the comments. If I don't get to answer it right now, I will definitely answer it for you afterwards. And even we can get into a dialogue on Messenger or whatever. If we have phone numbers, we can even talk about it. But one of the things I was thinking about today while I was out there enjoying the ski slopes and skiing and some friends that were with us there is, how do you bring value to others? How do you bring value to others? My daughter's on here right now. I know how she brings value to others. She brings new life into this world, and she does so for troubled deliveries. That's amazing what she's been able to do, and the lives that she has touched in the years as a nurse is just phenomenal. I mean, that's truly bringing value to somebody's life. And maybe you never really stop to think how you do that. How do you bring value to another person's life? How do you bring value to your own life? I wrote this book, Discovering Your Authentic Truth, a while back. And in there, I mentioned that really unhappiness, or people that are unhappy or stuck somewhere in their life, that a lot of that is based in a lack of self-worth. And if we don't value ourselves enough, then it shows up in other areas in our life as well. We can fake being happy. We can fake, loving life, and we can make all kinds of posts on Facebook that are happy-go-lucky and paint a false picture of what's really going on deep within us. So how do you bring value to others? Probably really starts, how do you bring value to yourself, right? And so as you think about that question, and I hope you will feel free to respond in the comments on this. It would be awesome if you would. I was going to just share a little bit about how I would answer that question. First of all, I went through a transformational period about 5, 6, 7 years ago. So now it's been a while, where I was able to attend a course. And during that course, I realized I had a lot of anger within me, and I was able to let go of that anger. And it led to an unraveling of all this other stuff that really truly had me fall back in love with myself again. And that's part of the story that I share in my book, right? Discovering Your Authentic Truth. Because I want to help other people be able to do that as well. But that's how I truly was able to fall back in love with myself. I'm also a believer in Christ. I have Christ in my heart, and I believe that that is a very important aspect of the value and how I value myself. And when you value yourself like that, now you can start spreading that value onto others as well. And I think one of the biggest things when I start looking outside of myself that I look at is my family. My family has always come first, and especially starting with my wife. I know I could have always done better with my daughter, and we always wish there's things we had done differently, and maybe we could have brought more value to them during that period of time. But now is a new day, and I always try to look forward and how to make it even better in the future. And when it comes to my wife, Elka, she's absolutely amazing. She has stuck with me through thick and thin. I've gone through my ups and downs. As a fighter pilot, my gosh, she stuck by me, which is no easy task, I'll tell you that. A lot of crazy nights, a lot of crazy experiences, a lot of time away from home, right? And then as an instructor, teaching the F-16, I absolutely love teaching. That's one of the ways that I love to bring value to others. And to everybody that's just joined us, I appreciate you being on here. And I'm just asking the question right now is, how do you find that you bring value to other people? So if you're watching this live or in the replay, please drop that in the comments, but also drop how you would answer that in the comments if you feel free enough, enough to do. I would love to hear from you on that. So how do you bring value to others? So as an instructor, when I was flying the F-16, which the model's right back there. Hold on, I'll go grab it. In case you don't know, this is what an F-16 is. And oops, can't see it. I gotta get it into the picture. All right, that's what it looks like. All right, it's a fighter jet. I flew that for over 20 years, got to fly all over the world, or all over the northern hemisphere, if you will, with it. I was in Korea for a year and a half, and then I was over in Germany for 3.5. That's where I met Elka. And then we were in Italy for over 3 years. Oh my gosh, Italy is amazing. And then been in the States together for 24 years since. So when we moved to the States, that's when I became an instructor at the schoolhouse for the F-16. I was teaching other young people coming up through the ranks how to fly the F-16. Obviously, I was an instructor while I was out there in the active world too, in Germany and in Italy. But at the schoolhouse, it was just a little bit different. And one of the things I always asked when we got started with that, a new class came through, and we're starting out day one, we're going out for the first couple rides. Or I was also a check airman or a check pilot. Basically, when a student reached a certain milestone, he would have to have a check ride, and I would be one of those that would take him out on that check ride. And one of the things I always wanted to ask him was, what got you interested in flying? What got you interested in the Air Force? In other words, I'm asking, what's their value to themselves? And what do they see themselves bringing value to by being in the military, being in the Air Force, defending our beautiful country of the United States? And again, ask that question of other people, because you'll be amazed at what you learn, right? The value that other people have and feel that they bring to the world, that they do bring to the world, is something to learn from for all of us. And that's why I encourage you again to drop your thoughts on how do you bring value to others into the comments down there. And then from the Air Force, I went on and became an airline pilot. And the value there, heck, I was it's a lot of responsibility as an airline pilot, getting people from point A to point B. Most people this day and age, I'll tell you what, they don't even realize what it's like to be able to take an airplane from point A to point B safely. They just get on an airplane. They think of it almost like a bus these days. There are so many little hidden, I don't know what you call it, little hidden gems, if you will, that can get you into a lot of trouble very quickly as an airline pilot. But we're very well trained and we know what we're doing so that we avoid those pitfalls as much as possible, but they still happen, right? And so by bringing people from point A to point B, there's a lot of value in that as well. I also wrote the book, as I mentioned, Discovering Your Authentic Truth, and then I did NLP work. And part of that, in section 2 of my book, I talk about people that were stuck in their life. I give 5 examples of people that were really stuck in their life. One was a teenager, 16 years old, who tried to commit suicide. Who do you know right now that doesn't value themselves enough that would be willing to commit suicide, to take their life? Who do you know that has committed suicide, that has taken their life? Maybe it's been a loved one, a sibling, or maybe it's been a good friend. And you wonder what drives a person to the point where they don't see enough value in themselves that they're willing to take their life. It's heartbreaking. And then how magical it is to be able to give their life back, right? And that's one of the stories in this book. And Katarina, I think is what we call her in the book. That's not her real name, but she's doing great. She's moved away from Arizona. She's living her life, and she's 22 years old, I believe now, and she's just happy as a clam, and she's able to express herself like she's never been able to before. So that's another way of bringing value to people, letting them know that they are worthy of your love and your time and your effort to be able to put into them so that they feel wanted, needed, and loved in this world. All right. And then the next place would be network marketing. We've been in this field for something like 20 years. I think most of you know, if you've been following me, that we're with Sealy by Design, an amazing company started by friends of ours, Mr. Brad Hager and Marcia Hager out of Las Vegas. And the beauty of network marketing is the value that you are able to bring to other people. I love this expression. Network marketing, a lot of people think network marketing is about sales. And yeah, there's some sales involved in it. But what network marketing really is, and you get down to it, it is a personal growth program with a compensation plan attached to it. In other words, you can make a lot of money in network marketing, right? There's people making $50,000, $100,000 plus per month in network marketing. It absolutely works. People that really understand this industry of network marketing, or MLM, if you will, the people that really understand it, they can't understand why other people don't see it and don't understand it, right? You talk to people that are making large amounts of money, or people that it's completely changed their life, they absolutely love it. And it's sometimes challenging to understand why not everybody gets it. Why doesn't everybody see it? But truly, it is a personal growth program, because when you enter the field, and this is true for anything, all right? When you enter a field on something, a new endeavor, you're coming to it with the knowledge that you currently have. And as you grow, if you go through a personal growth program, that means the knowledge and wisdom, the understanding of other people also increases, and you're bringing even more value to them. The more value you can bring to those people, the more that they trust you, the greater, the deeper the relationship that's built in that process, then the more successful you can help them to become. Laura, a friend of ours that's also in our business, we were having this discussion the other day. Are you responsible for the people that you bring on into network marketing? Not really, but you are responsible to them. And we, Elke and I, we definitely take it very seriously. And anybody that joins us in our team, they take a step, we'll take two. But we can't take that first step for them. You can't coach effort. You can't teach desire. That's got to be something from within here. So as I bring that into this, then my next question for you. So my first question to you is, what had you join watching this live today? And hopefully you stay on for the whole thing. If not, that's totally cool too. So what had you join? And then the second thing was, how do you bring value to others? And now this third question is, what's been your greatest achievement thus far in life? Maybe you're only 20 years old, all right? But I'll tell you what, at 20 years old, I had some nuggets that I would consider some really great achievements in my life at that time. I had become a pilot. It was a civilian pilot, but I became a pilot, right? I escaped the confines of my environment that I grew up in with my friends and that, and I saw a bigger picture and was able to escape and go after that. That was a huge achievement. Maybe you're 30 years old or 50 years old. Maybe your greatest achievement happens to be your family. Maybe it's something that you've been able to accomplish through your vocation. All right. But something has to be your greatest achievement. And sometimes we don't stop to think about what that is. What all have we achieved? Some of us have never written out a resume, right? And when you write out a resume, you've got to list all your achievements. And some people feel very awkward talking about themselves in such a way, but those achievements are really important for other people to understand the value that you're going to bring to their company, right? So a resume does that. It's putting the value that you put on yourself, and you're presenting that to a company or something along those lines, right? So of that resume then, if you were to write out your own resume, what would be your greatest achievement thus far? And I was trying to answer that question myself, and I had some challenges doing it, to tell you the truth. And what kept coming up, believe it or not, was surviving. I've had a lot of near-death experiences in my life, and that I am still here, and having some friends recently pass away, family members, it really gives you another outlook on life when such an occurrence happens. And being here today, at 58 years old, I've had a lot of near-death experiences. I've ejected from the F-16 there. I've hung on a car door of somebody that it was in a car accident. Anyhow, the guy tried taking off, and I was hanging on his car door doing 80 miles an hour on the outside of his door. And one of the guys in the back was trying to pull my arms off. So, just crazy stuff. That was when I was younger, right? Teenager. Anyhow, crazy stuff. I've had a lot of near-death experiences. I've lost more friends than I have fingers and toes that have died in the F-16. All right, I talk about that a little bit in the book as well. So surviving to here to 58, I think, is one of my greatest achievements. All right, but I think in a little more serious manner is seeing the best in others, and seeing the best in others and loving others is just a way of living that I do. It's just a part of me. And I think that's one of the things that led me to helping others once I learned the skills of NLP, Neuro-Linguistics Program, and to turn that around and start helping others. I'd never charged anybody a dime for it. And then writing about it to try to pass along that information to others is because I believe in people. All right, even people I disagree with, even people that I'm not necessarily quote unquote friends with, I still believe in them. I just understand they have a different map of reality than I do. They see the world differently, but I still value them as a person. And I think seeing the best of them in others is just absolutely amazing. Yeah, I could go through my resume of all the different things that I've been able to accomplish, but I think that really is a special quality that maybe you have as well. That you love people deeply. I know several empaths. And if you know anything about the world of an empath, it can be very troublesome at times because you take on a lot of other people's stuff, if you will, if you allow it and you're not aware of it and how to control it. But when you see the best in others, you want to help them succeed as well. And that's one of the things, again, my wife and I, we do very well here with our Silly by Design business. And the last question that I got for you, all right, so I asked, what had you join watching us today, or me, and then what value do you bring to others or to yourself? And then what's been your greatest achievement? And the last thing is, what's something that you've been working on for a long period of time that you've yet to achieve? What's something you've been working on for a long period of time that you've yet to achieve? And I'll tell you, I've got a long list of those things, right? I've had, sometimes we set out a goal in life and a vision, and life happens and it gets redirected in a different direction. Usually, as long as you keep an open mind, it can be for the better, right? But I've had two things in my life, and I'm just being open and honest with you, and that's what these lives are going to be about. It's just me being open and honest. I've had two things in my life that didn't work out the way that I had hoped to. And the first one of those was I actually qualified, made it to the team for the United States Thunderbirds as a pilot with a demo team for the Air Force, which is the Thunderbirds. And I actually made it to that. However, through a series of circumstances, I never actually got to fly with the team. And that had to do with, let's just say, political reasons, personalities, or something along those lines, all right? So that was a big one. That was a hard pill to swallow. It's taken me many years to let that go, because you work really, really hard to achieve something and then it doesn't happen. So what's that been for you? What's something that you've worked very, very hard at but have yet to achieve? A lot of people, my wife and I have been in this industry for a long time, of this network marketing, in and out, and never as serious as we are right now. I mean, this is basically our full-time income now. If you don't know, we used to live in Phoenix, Arizona. We got started with Silly by Design in May of 2019, and in a little over a year's time, in August of last year, we were able to move here to Keystone, Colorado, living our dream. And that was in large part due to network marketing and our company Silly by Design. But one of the other things besides the Thunderbirds that has always escaped me is being able to build that large team, to get to that $50,000, $100,000 a month regime that I know a lot of people have in network marketing. So people I know it's possible. There was a time back in, people, one of the topics I'm going to talk about is, why do people quit before they even get started in network marketing? That's going to be, a couple of weeks down the road or a couple of lives down the road. But why do people quit when they first get started in network marketing, before they really even get started? They don't allow themselves to find their own value, to how they can bring value to others. And they don't have enough of that self-worth. The fear of rejection or being rejected by family and friends is too much for them to handle, and they quit, right? That's my personal take on it. But I've been persistent. One of my attributes is I'm very tenacious. And you tell me that something can't be done, I'm going to find you a way that it can be done. I'm going to prove you wrong, right? That's just one of my things. But over the time, I've talked to a lot of different people, as you can imagine, about this industry and network marketing. We've been in, I think it's a total of 7 companies. I just added up the other day, 5 of them serious ones. Back in the military, when I was given a going away present, right? I was the commander of the TRS, which is the training section for at Luke Air Force Base there for fighter pilots, right? And I was a trainer. I was or the guy who ran that department for the training, which is a big deal, right? And when I was getting ready to leave that assignment and then go to another place there at Luke, they gave me this plaque, and I don't know if it's going to show up because of with the lighting and stuff, but this is the plaque that they gave me, and it's pretty cool. But it's hung in our office ever since they gave it to me, because at the bottom here, which you can see, which you may not be able to see, it says becoming a millionaire one sortie at a time, because everybody there knew what my goal was, and that was to become a multi-millionaire through network marketing. And That may not be your goal, all right, in life. That's why I asked, what are some of your goals? If you want to share those as well, please do. I'd love to be able to respond to it and get a conversation on it. But they knew that I was serious about my industry, my home business, my network marketing business enough to give me this beautiful mirror plaque, right? And I share that because it actually came up in conversation today with somebody. And it had me think about it. And that's the whole thing that generated this live, is about value, right? By doing what we're doing in network marketing, by helping other people become successful and make money and change their financial situation, is a gift, all right, to me. To me, that is bringing value to other people's lives. But if you remember, I also said that when you help a person grow, that's even a greater value. So I didn't realize this went on so long. It's a lot longer than I had anticipated. I just enjoy sharing. I'm going to go ahead and end it there, but that is one of the things. If you can bring value to others, and that's one of the things that we're able to do in this network marketing business, is to bring value to others, and watch them grow through the process if they stick around long enough, and to be able to grow with the process and change their lives in every aspect. Because if you grow internally, every single other aspect of your life gets better. And that's one of the things that we can help out with. So again, I appreciate everybody that did stick on to this the whole time. And I just wanted to share that, a little bit different flavor of some of my other lives. But again, I'm going to be doing these on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. They'll all be a little different. And I just encourage you to tune in for those as well. And that's 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 4 p.m. Pacific. What is that? 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. And I just, spend some time, reflect on that question. How do you bring value to others? How do you bring value to yourself? How do you bring values to others? And reflect on it. Maybe even journal on it. And let me know what you come up with an answer. I'd love to hear from you. All right, signing off. Bye-bye. If I can figure out how to end it. There it is. Bye.